welcome to your first video. This is a great video. Not to toot my own horn here, but this is going to change the way you operate in your current world before you even bother changing anything. And you're going to feel more relaxed, more receptive. You're going to be just so much less stressed than you currently are walking around. It's going to change the way you feel about everything, okay? So this is a really important video. If you need to get a paper and pencil to take some notes or anything, that's totally cool. I don't think you're going to need to. It's pretty easy to understand. But if you take this seriously and you start to actually apply it, which is par for anything, right? You want to go in with open curiosity, give it a real shot, and you will start to see changes immediately in the way that you feel in the world, okay? So let's get started. This is going to be an anatomy lesson of sorts, but in a way that you've never heard before, okay? So you have all these holes in you, right? These orifices. In Thai bodywork or traditional Thai massage, every one of the main sen lines, which if you're familiar with traditional Chinese medicine, they say meridians. In Thai bodywork and Thai medicine, they refer them to as sen lines, are associated with a specific orifice, and they include your mouth, your nostrils, your eyes, your ears. You can go down to the sex organs or the anus and the vaginal opening or the urethra. And also our belly buttons, right? That was a hole in us at some point that was gave us release. So you can kind of think of your relationship to the stomach. So you have all these holes in your body, and what I want you to think about them as is that they are pressure release valves, okay? Specifically, this one right here. This is your main pressure release valve because, especially for our purposes, because it is your most controllable one by far. You can release in the form of breathing. You can release in the form of whistling. You can make any kind of noise in the world. You can growl like a tiger. You can speak human words in whatever language that you want to speak them and release pressure in yourself, okay? But the reason I wanted to mention all of the orifices is because it's really important that you start to embrace all sensation as something that is informing you of something and really trying to help you. And as you go through these changes that are going to happen as you start changing the way you operate in the world, and this is going to carry on for forever, for any other course you ever do after this one, after you get the foundations down here, anything you go that feels like you're going deeper, anything you get called to and feels like a right decision for you. And my job is to make sure that you emerge from this course living and knowing better how to assess what is right for you, okay? You are going to have things come up, and they're gonna seem completely unrelated if somebody doesn't bother telling you about this, okay? So if you are going through a lot of change, you may feel nauseous. That's your belly, that belly button connection that is trying to purge. You may cry. That is another pressure release valve, right? Maybe you have a bunch of earwax come up. Maybe your nose starts to run, or you start to sneeze, or you have to poop a lot. You might have diarrhea occasionally. You may have to pee a lot. These are all ways for you to get rid of old waste and old energy that is trying to make its way out of your system, okay? We are energy conduits. All of this stuff is always trying to make its way out. And when it gets stifled or stuck in our systems, that's when we feel dis-ease and start to feel like something is wrong, or we get aches and pains in our bodies, or we get any of these signs that we get that are signs of ill health are just something stuck up. Now, these can be ideas, these can be it can be energy blockages through physical discomfort, whatever. There's all sorts of ways this stuff can get stuck in your body, but know that when you have the urge to pee, to poop, to vomit, to cry, to burp, right? These are all releases of pressure. So think of it that way. And I'm going to draw special attention to the mouth because, like I said, it is a more controllable way for us to do things and probably the most publicly acceptable in regular culture. I have never been to an ayahuasca ceremony, but I'm aware that a lot of these like plant medicines and things, there's an awful lot of purging that goes on, and that could be evacuating your bowels or it could be vomiting, and it's viewed as totally normal to actually beneficial because you're clearing out old cells that represent old energy that you've had in your system, okay? So rather than try to fight these things, get excited about when you feel like you need to vomit or spit or eject something, okay? When you're going through hard times and you have that indigestion in your stomach, one of the best feelings in the world is if you start to feel a little bit sick while you're making a big change. It doesn't have to be that way. I'm just saying if it comes up, be like, oh, good, I'm changing. This is awesome. And try to welcome it. So let's get into practical stuff that actually sounds like something you want to do, because I know that was a bunch of stuff, a bunch of crap, if you will. But just wanted to get that in the first. We're not trying to stop anything. If we feel an emotion come up that wants to be expressed through crying or anything else, I want you to let that stuff go. It is the physical act of actually letting stuff go, okay? And it's going to make you feel so much better. You're going to feel so much better afterwards. Now, talking about the mouth, I'll give you a couple of specific scenarios. So if you're speaking with someone and you're starting to say something, you begin to speak the words and you get cut off. Maybe it's in a group conversation or something like that. Okay, it doesn't matter. It could be with a single person or whatever. But you had that energy starting to rise up out of you, and then it gets cut off and it goes, and you get that kind of catch, okay? It's important that you don't let that energy just get choked back, okay? So all you have to do is let it out, okay? Now, do this with me. We're going to do a couple different versions of things. First is just going to be just a simple exhale, physically exuding something that's in your body, okay? So let's just do this 3 times. You're just going to take a breath in, and you're going to out, okay? Ready? Okay. Now, if you did this and just let the air come out, that's okay. I would rather you do a couple more reps. You can do them right now. We'll do 2 more together where you forcefully exhale, okay? And we'll just do that same, just kind of open mouth 2 times. Ready? Blow some air out. Okay, like you're trying to fog a window. You need more or less pressure depending on how choked back you feel, okay? Now we're just going to do a different version. We're going to go. So that was like you were trying to fog a window. Let's go with trying to blow out a candle, okay? Ready? 3 times together. Okay, just more of an O shape. Now we're going to make a sound. This can be any sound that you want. We can try a couple different ones out. You will feel the reverberations in different parts of your body. So this can be a fun one to play with. And we'll bring this all back to like when you want to use these things at the end, I promise, okay? Just follow along with me. Different sounds will have different reverberations in different parts of your body, so feel free to play with this. You're driving in the car, or when you're by yourself, or if you have somebody that doesn't mind you playing around with this and wants to play around with you, and you can sit there and discovering yourself. Well, it's so neat, all these different sounds that I can make, and I feel that in different parts of my body. So, okay? So, tell you what, let's just for 30 seconds, you can make your own sounds, I'll make my own sounds, okay? For 30 seconds, starting in 7 seconds here. I want to get a nice even number. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You're going to have 30 seconds to make different sounds. And feel where you feel it in your body, okay? Ooh. Ah. Okay, that was 30 seconds. What did you feel? You want to play some more? You can pause this video. You have the power of pre-recorded television here where you can pause and start to play some more. And I'll be right back here when you're ready, when you've stopped having fun, or when you feel like you want to keep going. So the different sounds will hit different parts of your body. One of the sounds that I did was with my mouth closed, like a I don't recommend that. I currently believe, and in my experience, that you need to exude something, not trap the vibration, okay? So while humming can be very helpful for things like toning the vagus nerve and lots of other stuff, can help calm you down before bed and sort of settle things down a bit. I feel like any vibrational thing that you bring into your body, it's almost like shaking a potato chip bag and letting all the potato chips settle to the bottom, okay? It kind of helps settle things, which is like humming and group humming and things like that are so helpful. But for the most part, for this pressure release valve version of what you can do with your mouth, you want to make sure you actually let something out, okay? Important. Write that down if you're writing stuff down. You have to let something out in order for the pressure to be released, okay? And if you don't want that to be in the form of diarrhea, of tears, of something that you don't prefer, of vomit, you want to do this more often, okay, when you have controlled things, so you don't let pressure build up to the point where your body's going to make the decision for you, okay? So play around with that, different sounds, different things. You can also move your tongue around. Some of the most chill people I've ever met in my entire life will sit there and just go, actually, that felt relaxing as fuck. So play around with stuff, okay? You can blame it on me. But really, you're the one taking the power into your own hands. You're taking an active role in letting things evacuate your body. So as my example was, if you get cut off and you feel this rising bubble of energy come through you because you wanted to speak, and maybe you don't end up being able to, or you have to pause for some reason, and maybe you could still do it this way. Like, you start to speak, somebody cuts you off, maybe they didn't even mean anything by it, whatever, it doesn't matter. While you're waiting for them to finish speaking, you may go, and I can feel my shoulders relax in a sigh when I do that. And then when it's my turn to speak, I won't be pressurized. I won't be, you cut me off. I'll be like, hey, and then you make your point like you were going to, which means that you're going to be communicating more clearly. When we're calm, when our voice is calm, it's much easier for people to receive us, and that will be something that we go over more in this training for sure. For now, I just want you to realize that you have the power to exude energy and to sigh as often as you fucking need to, all day. You will be the chillest person on the block. Okay, the only other thing I want to bring into this video before we finish, so I don't want it to be too long either, is bringing your body into it a little bit, okay? So if I'm checking in with myself, if I want to walk forward into the building in front of me, I can check in and go, and I can feel whether or not my shoulders relax, whether or not there is a calming and a sinking sensation in my body. You may have been able to see it. I wasn't looking at the camera. So if I go, okay, that wasn't totally relaxed. If I go, and I let myself sink for just a moment, it takes 2-3 seconds of your time, and it's tuning in. We're going to do this the whole course. So I want to give you one of the most life-changing things you can right now is just tuning into what that feels like, and we'll use that as one of our main weapons in our arsenal for changing the way you operate in the world, okay? Is just checking in with yourself, exuding something, and seeing what that brings into your body. If it is something you don't want to do, and you decide to still do it, you'll still be more relaxed, or you can go, oh man, like, I didn't really relax. I'm still kind of caught up here. Maybe I need more time. Maybe there's something else I need to do. Maybe my body's telling me not to walk down that dark alley. Your intuition is essentially your future self telling you what the best laid plans might be. And you're still going to get to that future self, but when you start to tune into how your body feels, which is a lot of how this course is going to go, and the first 3 weeks especially are going to be about, you're going to have a much easier time, and you're going to learn that things don't have to be hard in order for you to get what you want, because I'm going to posit that up until this point, and up until starting this course, you've had no idea how to tell what you want. And I love you so much, and I'm so grateful that you're here for your sake. And I can't wait to see you grow. I love you so much. So get used to it. Now, go forth. Use your pressure release valve whenever you feel cut off, whenever you feel a little bit stressed. Let something out. Put a sound to it. Let it just be air. Try different forcefulnesses of it. And just do whatever you need to do, okay? So bring that into your life right now. Start doing that immediately. Sigh more often. Whenever you feel pressure build up, do it. Whenever you feel your jaw start to tighten, it's not good enough to just go, oh, my jaw's tight. See, this is quiet. Nothing's leaving and nothing's happening. But if I go, it feels totally different, okay? I promise you. Keep working with the stuff. It's going to change your life very quickly. All right. I love you again. I just want to say that over and over as many times as I need to until it sinks in. And this is the first step towards you understanding what it feels like to really love yourself. I promise. Okay. I'm here for you if you need anything. Please reach out if you do. And get the sighing. Talk to you soon.